Good morning, ladies and gents. 7:20. The birds and me. We are awake. Today, I'm going to talk about some fragrances that I once didn't like at all. But since we all develop as human beings, we get different tastes throughout the years, and we change our opinion about a lot of things. I thought I'd mention some fragrances that really grew on me the last 2-3 years, I would say. And these ones I didn't really like at all in the beginning. So the first one is a fragrance that I a little bit bashed on in the beginning on my channel. I didn't recommend this to anyone. I thought it smelled like toilet water or toilet cleaner in the beginning, but then I got a sample and I also tried it in a street review. These crows, amazing. And this is Roche's Elysium. I have it here in a sample. I think this is fantastic fragrance actually, because it is very unique in its scent profile, I feel. Girls love it, and also it lasts a pretty long the fucking crows, pretty long time on your skin. This is the fun thing with recording outside. You never know what's gonna happen, but yeah, I love it. So Royalism is a nice fragrance, but if you buy it, or if you buy it in a sample, don't buy it in these plastic containers, because after a couple of months it started to smell like shit in the plastic sample containers. Try to find it in a glass container instead, because that lasts much longer. This is... I love the smell actually. Nowadays I think it's just so expensive. But it is a good fragrance actually. One of the few niche fragrances in the fresh category that I think actually could be worth the high price tag if you have the money. So this one is fantastic. Also, if you want to see the girls' reaction between this one and Club de Nuit Intense Man, check it out. It's on my channel, of course. And actually, a lot of girls could smell that this was more expensive. They said this smells more high class, this was more better ingredients, even though they're not fragrance connoisseurs at all. They still could smell that this was a very high quality fragrance, so that was very interesting. The next one is a fragrance that I didn't love at all. In the beginning I thought it was a woman's fragrance. I thought it was a very feminine type of smell, and this is Dior Homme Original, the classic formulation that is very polarizing with the iris and the powderiness and the lipsticky vibes that a lot of people call it. I think I'm gonna have a little on my wrist today. Just woke up. But this one is a fragrance that is very cozy, and it's a good chill at home with yourself type of fragrance. And I think this shines even more in the dry down than in the opening, because it settles, it gets a little bit more creamy, the vanilla, the iris fades away a little bit in the dry down, I feel. So that's a great fragrance that I once hated but now love. Another one that I didn't really like is La Nuit de l'Homme. I hated that fragrance, but it has a place. It has a place in my life right now, and especially it's a comforting type of smell. It's a cozy smell, and I used this when I got COVID the first time, and I was extremely sick. The first variant, I'm not going to go into that more, but I was pretty sick actually, and then I used this one, and it made me feel a little bit better through that shit months of COVID. But anyways, great fragrance if you want a cardamom spicy type of fragrance. Let's see this one. This is a little sample, fantastic fragrance as well. And this is of course another version of the fragrance that I didn't really like. And of course I'm talking about Layton. I still don't feel that Layton is that good as people hype it up to be. But this is pretty nice, and this is Layton Exclusive, and I like that one in the winter time actually, in moderation, because they added the little bit more masculine notes, the little bit more oody, woody take on that fragrance, which makes it less like this apple pie and a little bit more like interesting, artistic vibe of the fragrance, which I enjoy more because of the added ingredients. So this one, I think this is better than Layton in my opinion, but try both if you haven't. So this was another one that I didn't really like until I got this one. Another that I hated, of course, it was Sauvage. Don't really enjoy that much still to this day, Sauvage. Think this is better, Dior Sauvage Parfum, but it is a pretty boring DNA. I can't lie to you guys. Still, I try to like this. I try to like this, but I don't love it. I don't love it. I just think it's pretty boring DNA, if I'm gonna be honest. So it was a. I don't know why I bought the Parfum version, if I'm gonna be honest, but I thought I just have to have that fragrance in my collection because I didn't have any version of Sauvage. So this is actually the one that is most okay from the Sauvage line. Still not a favorite. Still not a favorite. Even though it's a pretty expensive fragrance and I have it, still not a favorite. People love it on me, but I don't really love to wear it, so. But it's okay, I don't hate it. I don't hate it anymore. Okay, so the last fragrance, that is a pretty fragrance that I grew up with in a sense. When I was young, this fragrance was very popular. So I think that a lot of people in my age who are 35 and plus recognize this fragrance, and this is Christian Dior's Fahrenheit EDT, the very petrol smelling fragrance. But hated that fragrance because when you feel it all the time, every day in your surrounding, you get nauseous. But when I tried Fahrenheit Le Parfum, like the Parfum version of that one, that made me love that fragrance in a totally different way. And this is a fragrance that I really enjoy because it's very smooth, but it's yet masculine. It has a very rugged feel, but it also has that seductive dry down in the base with the vanilla when the rounded edges come into play. And it's a very seductive, still yet masculine fragrance. So it has a good balance. But you know, Dior fragrances overall, I love them. And I think they're very well compositioned, all the Dior fragrances. It's fantastic fragrance. So if you hate the EDT version, that doesn't mean you have to hate the Le Parfum, because that one is fantastic, guys. I think that's really good. I think it's splendid. So yeah, thank you so much for watching another fragrance video. There's coming up a little bit more different type of videos in this channel, of course. Trying to diversify a little bit the topics here. So I hope you have a fantastic day. See you the next time.